Good morning, everyone. So let me try to cheer you up after today's talk. So today I'm going to talk about the topic employment in the financial industry. So as you can see from this front page picture, today I will try to discuss how does the technology impact the employment in the financial industry. Are robot AI helping human worker to do a better job, to be more productive, or are they just simply replacing human workers in financial industry? So first of all, let me begin with the employment of the financial industry, including real estate and rental business. As you can see, right now we had 8.6 million jobs in finance industry, compared to the pre-recession peak, 8.4 million, increased by around 2.5% over the past more than 10 years. So, which is a very, very weak performance. For example, compared to the whole country's total payroll job, during the same period increased by 8.2%. So this is for the nation. How about California? So this is California. So right now we had 836,000 jobs, which is 10% lower than the pre-recession peak, 935,000. So what's going on? So here, let me show you the detail of the subsector of financial industry. So here, I show you two kind of annual growth rate. So the blue bar is the long-term annual growth rate from 2003 to 2018 across the business cycle, across the housing bubble and bust. All right, and the yellow bar is what happened over the past year, so the recent period. So you can see investment advisor, funds, and portfolio management are doing very well. So over the past, whether it's long-term or short-term, it has more than 3% growth every year. So it's very good. And followed by insurance, real estate, and then at the bottom we can see these two sectors, security trading and credit intermediation, like banks, savings, loans, institutions, they are declining jobs. So what happened? So right now I would like to focus on two subsectors, investment advice, fund, portfolio management, and security trading, because these two are two highest paying sectors in finance sector. A lot of business students from Anderson, they want to go to these sectors. So here, so jobs in the investment advice, funds, portfolio management sector increase. So you can see in this chart, the blue line represents the jobs with the left scale, and the red line represents the S&P 500 stocks index with the right scale. So basically, we can see some kind of correlation over time. So basically, we believe we see this kind of resilient job growth in this sector is mostly due to the very long bull stock market in our nation. Okay, so if that is the case, why the security trading brokerage jobs has declined if the stock market is so good? The reason is actually trading volume declined over the past decade after the financial crisis. So in this chart, I show you again, the blue line is the jobs in this kind of security tradings, brokerage, and the red line is the monthly trading volume shares in New York Stock Exchange. You can see basically it declined over time. And you say, why is that? There are many reasons. One of the reasons is we had less public listing company actually over the past decade. For example, Uber, we all know it, right? We all use it, but we don't have an Uber stock to trade with. Okay. So right now, let's go back to the front page question. So are robots, AI, computer, automation replacing or helping human workers in financial industry? So we don't have a conclusive data and research for this question yet, okay? One thing for sure, we know it is not happening for the investment advice, portfolio management sector yet, because we see they had a resilient job growth over the past decade. But how about other sectors, right? Like real estate, banking, insurance. So here I show you the two variable for the major sectors along with the financial sector in the United States over the past 10 years. So the blue bar represents the annual growth, average growth of real output of that sector, like real GDP. And the yellow bar is the annual growth, average growth for the jobs. All right? So I rank the sector by the difference between these two growth rates. So we can imagine that the higher of the growth rate in GDP, in real output, compared to the job growth rate, we can guess this sector must be more productive, right? Or we can say they are more capital intensive. Or maybe some of the reason is because they are really using more robust computer and AI to replace human being. So the number one sector is information sector. No surprise, right? Because basically this is the sector who create all this kind of technology, high tech, to either help us or compete with human being. And the second sector is professional and business services. And number three is financial activity, right? So we are here. So traditional, we think actually all those kind of robot automation should happen only in the manufacturing sector. Right now, actually, manufacturing sector is in the middle. So the top three sector actually are most productive, and they are actually most highest paying job sector. So there's some incentive for the employer to try to use more this technology to replace human beings. Okay, so right now let's talk about the geography of the finance job in this country. So here I show you annual job growth rate in finance sector over the past decade. All right. So on the top you can see number one city, major city is San Antonio in Texas, followed by Austin, Phoenix, Columbus, Dallas. So they create a lot of finance jobs. At the bottom, we can see like New York City, Chicago, Boston, Los Angeles, Seattle. These are traditional. It says Seattle. These are traditional financial center. They are not creating any kind of finance job over the past decade. So what's going on? We might say New York City, Los Angeles, and Seattle. They got hit very hard by the financial crisis, right? Los Angeles, we lost countrywide. Seattle lost Washington Mutual. But in addition to those reasons, are there other reasons to explain this kind of disparity of the job growth in finance across the country? So here I try to propose something. So here I show you the correlation between two variables. On the horizontal axis is the total job growth rate during this period for the metro, and vertical axis is the average annual job growth in the finance sector. So basically, by and large, you can see some kind of positive correlation, right, between these two variables. So it is no surprise when the city has a good economy, they create more jobs, create more people coming in, so there will be more demand for open a bank account, buy more insurance, right? So we will see more demand for the finance job. Like Austin is a very good example. However, we can see there's a cluster here, all right? Like San Francisco, New York City, Boston, Los Angeles, they are creating less financial job compared to their overall job. Like San Francisco, New York City, they are doing very well, actually, overall. But they are barely creating any kind of finance job over the past 10 years. On the other hand, we can see here, San Antonio, Phoenix, Columbus, Dallas, they are creating actually more finance job than their overall job growth. So what's going on? I think one of the reasons might be, maybe you can tell, those bottom cluster, they are more expensive, right? High cost of living. And on the top, they are lower cost of living. So we suspect, and actually we heard some kind of anecdotal story, like Goldman Sachs, UBS, they moved their big department to the Salt Lake City or Nashville. So some low-cost city, indeed, they are attracting and creating more finance jobs than the traditional financial centers. Right? So conclusion and forecast, productivity in the financial industry is high, and technology to help or substitute human work might be more common than other sectors. Job growth in the investment sector has been robust, mostly due to the bull stock markets in the past years. So finance job growth is uneven across metro. Low-cost cities attract and create more jobs in the finance and insurance sector. And finally, for California, we forecast over the next year, the finance sector will increase 1.4% jobs. In the detailed credit intermediation, increase 0.4%, security and investment 2.5%, insurance 0.5%, and real estate 1.5%. Thank you very much.